techniques. It's a pleasure to be introducing today's speaker, Ana Maria Ortega. She will be presenting the workshop for today. Before we start with the presentation and passing the floor to Ana Maria, I would like to read a couple of some information in here for you. So first of all, we would like to thank our program funder, which is Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, which enables us to do these workshops in our agency. As well, there are some rules that I would need to read for you. So before we start the session, please keep your microphones on mute at all times. Please keep your cameras on this time. Usually we tend not to turn on the cameras, but this time we will allow you to turn on the cameras. This workshop will be going live on Facebook. If you do not feel comfortable in showing your face on Facebook, you can turn off the camera. And later, after the presentation is done, we will stop the Facebook Live. So then you will be able to turn on the camera. No abusive language will be tolerated. Please do not post any personal information in the chat box. Please save any questions for the end of the workshop and type them in the chat box. An evaluation link will be sent out at the end of the workshop, and we will appreciate your answers in order to ensure better quality of our workshops. Thank you again I would like to thank Meenakshi here present for helping me with this webinar, as well as I would like to present today's speaker of the event, which is Ana Maria Ortega. Ana Maria considers herself as a global citizen with one mission: to empower, inspire, and help internationally trained immigrants and entrepreneurs flourish through her coaching business, which is Meraki Coaching and Eagle Business Coaching. Originally, Ana Maria is from Quito, Ecuador. She is a humanitarian leader, mother, daughter, wife, and entrepreneur. Ana Maria has built a prosperous career in business for over 25 years, covering areas like marketing, sales, and customer service, projects and strategies, operations, non-for-profit program management, and entrepreneurships across multiple industries within 3 different countries. Some academics under her belt have supported her professional journey: a bachelor's, and a master's in strategic direction and innovation, master coach certification, and a diploma in telecom law and management are among some of the international credentials that Ana Maria possesses. Ana Maria, again, thank you so much for this, being able to present this workshop today. I would like to pass the floor to you.
Thank you so much, Gazim. It is an honor for me as a former client of Immigrant Service Calgary and also as part of this immigrant community to be here. I'm totally, as I said, honored to be your guest speaker tonight. So if you allow me, and without further delay, I would like to share some slides with you guys. Let's get deep into this content. So again, good evening, everyone. I would like to see your faces, so please turn on your cameras. But before we go into this, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional territories of the Blackfoot and the people of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, which includes the Siksika, the Piikani, the Kainai, Tsuut'ina, and the Stoney Nakoda First Nations, including Chiniki, Bearpaw, and the Whistler First Nations. I would also like to note that Eagle Business Coaching and Meraki Coaching are situated on land adjacent to where the Bow River meets the Elbow River, and that the traditional Blackfoot name of this place is Mohkinstsis, which we now call the City of Calgary. The City of Calgary is also home to Métis Nation of Alberta Region 3. So, some webinar essentials, even though Gazim already shared them with us, I would like to propose you to treat each other with respect, tolerance, and consideration. No politics, no religion will be discussed during this webinar. Eagle Business Coaching and Meraki Coaching, my companies, take total intellectual property of the content that will be shared tonight. Please turn on your cameras. This is a communication skill webinar, so please let me see your beautiful faces. Let me see you shine. And unmute your mics only to participate, only for participation. So we will avoid disruption and we will move forward And please, at the end of the webinar, you will be receiving an evaluation form. I strongly encourage you to complete it because the more feedback we receive, the better services we'll be able to offer you. And also remember, you are live on Facebook, so smile a lot. And if you don't want to be there, feel free to contact Gessim privately through message and let him know what would be the best thing to do about it. I will say that we can start. This is going to be your first assignment tonight. You are going to be the recruiter who received my resume for a job application. Therefore, you will be given 8 seconds to cover the most relevant information. Okay? So don't worry. I've been very compassionate and gracious on this. So I created a super fan-friendly, recruiter-friendly layout for you. You're gonna see my main strengths and my more important information displayed on the screen, but you're gonna still have 8 seconds for 2 slides. Are you ready? Countdown starts right now. Thumbs up. Who wants to share? Who am I? Who is your speaker? Please feel free to open your mic. Anyone, please? Any skill that you were able to see?
I guess I can start here. Energetic, I came across.
Fantastic, yes, you got it. Anyone else?
I got entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur, yes, I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years already. Who else?
I got that you're a commercial engineer.
Yes, I am commercial engineer, which is not an engineering here in Canada. Here, they just got me a BA in commerce, but I'm okay with that. I still get my job done, so that's good. What else?
We have some in chat. It says Ana Maria Ortega. They got your name.
Good, good, that's important.
Resilience.
Resilience, yes, I am a resilient person. Fantastic, and I know, this is fair enough. You just got 8 seconds, and that is a very short time. But before I give you further information on this exercise, we're going to put this on hold because I also want to show some relevant information about the job market before we come back to this. So if there's going to be a takeaway tonight for you, I needed to be this phrase. What you say really matters. And I'm talking holistically as a whole. What you say with your body language, what you say with your words, what you say every single time, wherever you are, whoever you're talking to, it matters. Calgary's and Canada's job markets are new for you all and have plenty of career opportunities for everyone. But you need to understand that you have come in times of high public exposure. That means highly used social media. Therefore, your communication skills must be sharper than ever before. That being said, let's get a better understanding of what's going on in the national and local job market. So here I start with good news. Based on the Stats Canada report from August 2021, there's almost 19 million people working in Canada. That means 19 million employees. The employment rate increased 0.5%. Also take us to Canada's lowest unemployment rate since February 2020. This is great news for everyone. Provinces reporting recovering employment rates are Ontario, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Nova Scotia. Toast to them. In Alberta, we have 2.2 million people working currently. In August 2021, our employment rate increased by almost 1%. That is the highest in the country. And this is the best part for you guys, you immigrants. I am an immigrant as well. For newcomers who have less than 5 years in Canada, there is an upward trend of employment. Nowadays, newcomers' employment rate sits at 70.4%. It's higher than 2 years ago that was sitting at 64.3. This puts Canada as the highest, or the first country with the highest employment rate in North America. So congratulations again. You made the right decision to come to this beautiful country. It is a land of opportunities. We just need to persevere. We need to be strategic. Now, here you have a summary of the most relevant hiring trends in Canada, according to Robert Half, one of the most prestigious employment agencies in Canada. And to honor our agenda, I will actually just focus on a few of them. 21% of hiring managers struggle to find candidates with the right skills. We are not talking about degrees or hard skills. We're talking about soft skills. 43% of the companies are adding new permanent positions. This number shows an expansion of the job market. In other words, companies are not just replacing laid off employees. 51% of the recruiters conducted remote interviews on onboarding sessions. This means that what you say online truly matters. 32% of the companies expanded their search geographically to access a wider candidate pool. More opportunities for everyone. You see, all good news. Now remember the 8-second screen exercise you did on my resume? Okay, let's study. A famous company that offers online career development tools. Tell us a little bit more about it. One corporate job will attract 250 online resumes. 85% to 90% will be discarded by a recruitment software. In other words, no human being will take a look of them. Recruiters take an average of 7.4 seconds to scan a resume. So you see, I was generous by rounded it up for you guys to 8 seconds. 4 to 6 candidates will be interviewed, and only one of them will get a job offer. I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm trying to give you more reasons to improve your communication skills. Because hiring and job search are tightly related, you need to understand the following facts. 79% of job seekers are likely to use social media in their job search. Maybe that puts you in that group. If not, you need to work on that. 87% of recruiters use LinkedIn to check candidates. This is a lot. This means almost every single recruiter. 41% of employers might not hire a candidate if not found online. See, you are showing already computer and communication skills. And 50% of candidates say they wouldn't work for a company with bad reputation or bad reviews. This is important. This shows that this hiring and job search is a two-way relationship. And, you know, we need to take advantage of that. So please, if your online presence could negatively impact your career, overcome your fears and paradigms. In other words, stop saying, oh no, I'm too old for this. I don't need it. You know, in my profession, that's unprofessional. I don't know how to do it, so I better leave it or procrastinate. No, please stop. Do yourself a favor. Build a strategic, purposeful, and consistent presence online. To back this up, look at this data. 87% of recruiters will check your profile on LinkedIn, 43% on Facebook. That means they are getting into your personal profile. They are crossing that line before even calling you, just to know who are they trying to incorporate to their company. So be smart. 22% on Twitter, 8% on Instagram. Images, we're gonna talk about it. Please, And here, please, 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 be aware that recruiters will disqualify candidates if they find evidence of provocative or inappropriate content, alcohol or drugs, bigoted content on race, religion, gender, marijuana, oversharing. That means the world doesn't need your privacy online. Please keep it for you, treasure it. Don't share your arguments with your hobby. No, you have better things to say, right? And to share. But now in previous employers, that has a serious impact on your career and poor communication skills. This data tells a lot about the Canadian workplace standards and culture. Please be open to learn and don't burn bridges by adopting stubborn and negative and necessary positions. All right, so now let's focus on the 5 types of communication to maximize your opportunities within the Canadian work market. Please be mindful that any form of communication implies, generates, and pursues engagement. When we are communicating with other people, we engage with them. Ann Converse Whitcomb from Drexel University shares with us that we have the fortune to count on 5 ways of communication: verbal, spoken words, nonverbal behaviors or things we do to replace words. For example, I'm sending you a hug and you easily understood that. I'm hugging you. Written, words on text. Listening, words we listen to. And finally, visual images. Verbally, you know, we can engage in verbal communication, whether in person, in a video call like right now, and also over the phone. We use more than words. We also use the pitch, the tone, cadence, and sequence of our ideas. And face-to-face verbal communication will take us to the next category or the next type, that is non-verbal. Non-verbal includes facial expressions. You know, always look happy, please smile. Yeah, I love your smiles. That's the way I like it. Posture, open posture. That posture that, you know, the hero posture, the Superman posture, when you put your hands on your hips and you breathe deeply and you feel powerful. That's exactly the posture we need. And even when we walk, we present ourselves with confidence. Eye contact, respect, right? That shows respect. Hand movements, open hands, convey transparency. The more I show you my hands, the more transparent I'm being with you. Hiding hands here in your back may be usually malinterpreted. Ways of walking, you know, when you have the swing and you walk this way, you're conveying a message completely different than the one that you convey when you are straight, you know, and you stand up very, very confidently. Written communication. There is one objective for written communication. Disseminate information in a clear and concise fashion. So written communication needs to be clear and concise. We're not talking about novels. Please don't make those long, eternal emails that are so difficult to read and cause confusion. You can also cause embarrassment with long communication or misleading communication. But the worst case scenario would be that you're putting yourself or someone else in legal jeopardy. And also, reading communication, reading messages, they have one particular characteristic. They live on in perpetuity. That means your personal brand will get affected by something you said months or years back. Because those words, that message, that text is going to be associated with you forever. Listening is the most, I would say, authentic way of engagement. You can easily notice someone who's not paying attention because they cannot follow you. And how you know that? They are not listening. They are listening probably the most convenient part, probably just the first part, or probably they are not listening at all. Listening is so important that is well used. And actually, I would say it is a crucial element for problem solving, for enhanced productivity, for negotiation, and for conflict resolution. So you really want to listen. And visual, we are a visual society. There's no doubts. Actually, there's a platform dedicated to images. It's called Instagram. It's all about images. Why? Because images are part of your personal brand, because they are part of us, but we need to be careful because we are talking through them. In order to elevate your opportunities to professionally succeed in Canada, we need to add the 5 ways of communication to the career engineering mix. You must be asking, what's that? Well, the career engineering mix is one of the tools I use with my clients in my coaching business. It addresses the 4 pillars of your professional growth, which are mindset, purpose, UVP, unique value proposition, and strategy. Mindset. This is all about you, your emotions, your thoughts, your behavior, your interactions, your health, your spirituality. In other words, where your self-awareness is versus where it is supposed to be. Purpose. Why are you doing what you do and how aligned it is with your performance and competences? Third, UVP, unique value proposition. What do you have to offer to your dream employer? And why do you think that makes you to stand out from the crowds? I mean, what is that makes you unique? And fourth, and last element would be strategy. How, when, and where are you planning to deliver what you say you are great? Listen well, please. Not good, great at. You are going to show up heroically and say, I am great on accounting. I am great on engineering. I'm a fantastic engineer, the best engineer you've ever met. That's you. So when we communicate through the 4 pillars of the career engineering mix, we get mindful communication skills. And that's exactly what we're talking about tonight. The 4 pillars of the career engineering mix work, I would say work this way. Let's put it that way. So mindset focuses on the who, right? And that is you. You will get empowered and confident by acknowledging you yourself with your capabilities, with your skill set, with your values, with your knowledge, but mainly with who you are, with yourself, with your uniqueness, authenticity. So you will be fostering the mindset of highly performing individuals, holistically speaking, right? Purpose focuses on why. Identifying your purpose will grant you clarity, focus, and strength to overcome any test life throws at you. UVP, unique value proposition, focuses on what? I mean, what? What are you doing? What do you do, right? Defining your unique value proposition will increase your confidence to get the job you are looking for, as you will know why you're the best for that position you're pursuing. And finally, strategy focuses on when, where, and how. We already mentioned that. Your communication strategy will allow you to optimize any resource at your reach and to maximize any given opportunity to connect with the right people at the perfect time. It's not about just going and talking and handing out business cards as crazy because in the networking event, they told you to do so. No, it's about meaningful interactions, purposeful connections. So this is the matrix I get paid thousands for, and you got it for free. Aren't you lucky? This is gold. So please make the best out of it. This matrix gives you clarity on the application of the 5 types of communication throughout the career engineering mix. So we're gonna go from left to right, starting with mindset to purpose, UVP, and strategy, across verbal, nonverbal, reading, listening, and visual skills. So let's kick this off. Mindset. Verbally, we focus on eliminating toxic language. We're gonna stop that self-sabotage. We're gonna stop that belittling yourself or belittling others, right? We're gonna stop the cursing, the swearing, and the tough language we use to ourselves, like saying, oh, I'm so, no, we're gonna forget the S, the F, all the words that we shouldn't be saying, right? Why? Because they diminish and undermine our self-esteem, our confidence. No, we're gonna focus on the positive and do this for 21 days. And please let Gessim know how you're doing with that, because you're gonna remember my name forever. That crazy lady that gave us that communication skills webinar. Oh my goodness, this is gonna change your life. Non-verbally, take ownership of your uniqueness. You know, you are all newcomers. When I just arrived for, I will say, a good couple of years, I was really nervous about my accent and my intonation, punctuation, diction, and everything. You know, yes, you need to work hard on your communication skills, because this now is your language, the language you live in, the language that will connect you to your environment. But also that accent is part of your personal brand. That accent is part of your signature. So be confident, be brave, and you know, be proud of it, but at the same time, improve. So as long as you are understood, there's no issue with your accent. And please embrace this. You are part of a country built by immigrants. And Canada is one of the G7, because we are all brave and we push forward to put our country there. So don't be ashamed of your cultural background, your accent, your beliefs. No, this is part of the country now that you are here, or now that you're planning to come. Reading communication. You're going to challenge yourself to learn every day. That means read very much in every single language that you speak or you can read. That's fantastic. Just to nurture your mind, because the more you read, the farther you'll get in life. Listening. We're going to stop listening to reply. We're going to stop listening to react or to defend ourselves. We're going to listen to learn, to understand what other people are saying. Visually, we are going to contemplate, appreciate, and build. Contemplate our surroundings, everything. Appreciate other people, appreciate this country, appreciate our opportunities, appreciate adversity, because there's always something good that could come out of that. And build new concepts, new ideas, break paradigms. Get out of your comfort zone and be brave to say, yes, today I'm contemplating and appreciating and I'm building a new world. Now let's move on to purpose. Purpose, verbally, we are going to highlight our strengths and embrace our vulnerability. Let me tell you a secret. I am a very shy person. Yes, I can see you saying, no, you're not. Yes, I am. And I don't like standing before a camera. I can stand before a 2,000 people auditorium with no issues. But cameras, I don't know what's with cameras. They just make me nervous. But you know what? I needed to embrace this vulnerability. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to work over the last 18 months because everything was shutting down. I couldn't travel. I couldn't visit my clients. And I just needed to deliver this through cameras. Can you imagine that like my largest fear, my biggest fear in life came true? And you know what? I am pretty good in connecting. I'm pretty good in conveying messages, inspiring people. But without a camera, I wouldn't be able to. So I embraced my vulnerability and I found ways to make it, friendly and good for me. Non-verbally, we are going to lead by example. So we already know what is the right mindset for us to succeed, right? We identify we acknowledge who we are, and we are identifying our purpose. Because we are on that wave, we are able to say, okay, if I like generous people, I am going to be generous. And you, by doing that, by being generous, you're going to generate a lot of ripple effect with your deeds. And that will put you in a position of leadership and authority. So you're leading now. Reading communication will focus on empowering and inspiring more people. So whatever I say, whatever I do, I will empower and inspire someone. Why? Because now I have my purpose perfectly identified. I know the why, and I know who I am. Next, listening. You'll be listening to connect and to engage. Now we've learned to listen to understand, right? If I understand others, I am able to put myself in their shoes. That means that I'm able to connect now. I am empathetic, and that's important. That's so important. Feeling their pain, even though it is completely strange to you. Yes, you can still be empathetic and say, how can I help you? How can I help you to go through these tough times? Because I can see you're suffering. I can see you're struggling. And visually, become the change you want to see in the world. This has a lot to do with leading by example, right? If we want a cleaner planet, I will start recycling, reusing, and reducing. My children will see that. My neighbors will see that. And I will be part of that change. I wouldn't be just preaching something I cannot practice. Next element of the career engineering mix would be UVP, unique value proposition. Verbally, we are focusing on the relevancy, facts, and empathy. That means how, through your strategy, you are focusing on what's relevant for you and for your employer, or for that potential employer that you are interviewing with, right? What are the relevant facts? Please don't pretend to come with a bunch of things that you have done and all the completely unnecessary blurb that you have to share, because that's not going to work. Focus on the relevant facts and be empathetic. If the other person is laughing and is telling you that you don't, now interviewers are very humane. So if they get to tell you something about the person, that you don't say, oh, good. Well, now about me, I can tell you that this, and that. No, oh, good for you. I'm so happy. And how old is your son? Or how did your husband figure that out? Show interest. That's empathy as well. Non-verbally, show confidence, openness, and transparency. Remember that we have already talked about some postures, how your hands will help you to convey transparency. That's exactly what I mean here. Show confidence. When you step into that building, you are you. You are an authority, because who else knows you better than yourself? No one. No one. So you are the only person who know who are you capable of, right? What are you good at? And we said, you're not going to show that you're good at. You're great at. engineering, accounting, family law, commercial engineering, whatever. You are great at that, and you are the only one who knows. You cannot pretend that company, the potential employer, to know you, so you are granted that space that you haven't earned yet. So show confidently, you know who you are and why you're here, what's your purpose. Openness, show that you have an open mind, but at the same time, openness with your body. Shoulders back, right? Being able to breathe easily, forehead high, eyes exactly towards the person you are talking to. What else we can say? Your hands, they shouldn't be in your pockets. They shouldn't be hiding in your back. They should be with your arms completely loose in your side, and you walk confidently. Written communication, we're going to focus on qualified value and differentiation. Now that you have the opportunity to write a cover letter, your resume, or a thank you email after the interview, you're gonna focus on the value that you can deliver. What is the value after this interview that I can deliver to this company? What is the value that my boss is expecting me to deliver to my team or to these people? And differentiation, why? Why should they hire me? Why I'm so interested that I am the best candidate for this position. I am the selected one, and I'm manifesting, visualizing and manifesting this. Now, listening. In this case, because you have the strategy, you know who you are, you know why you're doing what you do, and because you know the what, you master the what, you can identify opportunities by listening actively, and threats as well. You know that your brain is scanning every 5 seconds or your surroundings, and it is scanning for threats. Like, it is looking for threats. You don't have to worry about it. Your brain will tell you, hey, this is dangerous. Oh, no, this is fishy. Don't trust these people. Your brain will tell you, so you don't have to be defensive. Just trust yourself. But you need to focus on the opportunities. Pay special attention to the positive things. Now, visually, shine. This is the moment when you are building your strategy and you are deploying your strategy. This is the moment for you to shine. Show your credentials, your values, and especially your soft skills. Show you're the best. Why? Not because you have a PhD degree and 3 master degrees and 2 engineerings and blah, blah, blah. No, that wouldn't make you better than any other candidate. It would be your authenticity. Your actual value would be on your soft skills. And finally, the strategy. Verbally, we have come to this point where we develop and display top-notch interview skills, top-notch presentation skills if you're already working, top-notch connectivity skills because you're already connecting. If you're not working yet and you're just volunteering, and I'm saying just because, not because I'm diminishing the fact, it's because that's the best and foremost step you need to do to learn about the Canadian culture. Please embrace it, value it, treasure it, because I can tell you about many people that I've met in my life. I remember one that was in very, very bad shape financially. I don't remember, but he was here already for months. And now he is the CFO of a very big bank in Canada. So can you imagine? And everything started with volunteering opportunities. Non-verbally, heroically show up and deliver. This is the moment when you are in the presentation and you get to deploy everything you have, but non-verbally puts you at a level of the highest level of yourself, because now you're going to be completely authentic in front of your audience. in front of that interviewer, in front of that recruiter that you get to talk. You know, there's no second time for the first impression. Embrace it. Written communication. Now you are creating value, content, and share it. Because you know, even if you are unemployed or underemployed at this point, you have all the skills, you have the right mindset, you have identified your purpose, you know your UVP, and you have a strategy. At this point, you can create valuable content for any company, any organization, and you will start catching attention. How? Through visual, social media, and we're going there. Listening, listen to your intuition. You're gonna say, oh no, this is getting very blurry. No, your intuition, every single one of us came equipped to this work with intuition. And you know that you've heard that little voice that is telling you, this is not a good idea. Or yeah, this is good. You know, you shouldn't say that, oh my gosh, you did it. Yes, that little voice is the one that will tell you which are the best opportunities for you, which is worth the effort. So what is worth the effort? So please go ahead and visually dress to impress. If you are already there, dress to impress always. Don't underdress yourself. Even if you are tired one day, don't underdress. Just follow the dress code, but always cheer yourself up with something nice. You don't need a lot of money to do a good job with your wardrobe. So please just dress to impress and make social media work for you. You don't work for Facebook. You don't work for Instagram. You don't work for LinkedIn. So please don't spend 8 hours a day in completely unnecessary activities if you are looking for a job or if you are working already for someone. Make those social media platforms work for you. You know who you are, you know your why, you know your what. Therefore, you can move forward with your strategy. So now, I'm asking you again, did you notice why what you say truly matters? Mindful communications project your state of mind, attract the attention of the right people, hold you accountable for what you do and say, set the tone for your career growth, become part of your personal signature, reflect your purpose, and finally, build a legacy. This may sound a little surprising and probably harsh for some of you, especially if you have been focused on academics. But let me tell you that 60% of the companies will not hire you based on your credentials only. Instead, I strongly encourage you to focus on your authenticity. Yes, please be authentic. There is no one like you, literally. I'm saying this over and over again. There is no one like you. Use your uniqueness as your sharpest skill during your job search. When you are authentic, the most desirable soft skills will make you stand out from the crowds. Actually, the most desirable would be, in my experience, collaboration, passion, reliability, ambition, grit, experience, problem solving, flexibility. How important it is to have a flexible behavior in your workplace. Empathy, objectivity, teamwork, time management, conflict management, stress management, leadership, openness to criticism. Isn't this one tough? Okay, these are some soft skills that could be displayed by using the 5 ways of communication. So let me read a little here. We have prudence. Verbally, we can convey prudence, confidence, analytical thinking, ambition, experience, self-awareness. Non-verbally, we can show confidence, of course, the way we walk, the way we talk. Empathy, leadership, professionalism, transparency, authenticity. Written communication, they will show your experience, superior communication skills, of course, reliability, collaboration, creativity, objectivity, listening, confidence, seniority, stress management, conflict resolution, networking, grit. Visually, you can convey ambition, self-awareness, empathy, creativity, innovative thinking, leadership. Finally, let's talk about what we shouldn't say nor do to professionally succeed here in Canada. This list is quite robust, so I'm gonna go through it very quickly. So verbally, being inauthentic. I already said this. Please don't pretend to be someone you're not because your recruiter told you, oh, you need to be confident. You know, confidence doesn't turn on off like with a switch. If you want to increase your confidence, please practice. Plenty of exercise. You can talk to me and we can work on that, but don't pretend to be someone you're not. Not following local etiquette, especially Canadians, they like their way. You know, there's a saying that says, if you go to Rome, do what Romans do, right? That's exactly what we should be doing here, and we need to do. It doesn't mean that you're going to throw your cultural background through the window. No, no, no. It's just embracing a new culture and being very selective on what you can incorporate from the new culture into your practices, into your best practices, so you become more competent professionally. Overuse of I and me. Don't become a hero during the interview. You are already the star there. You are in the spotlight. You don't need to say I, me, because it will be awkward, right? Try to use the we language. We built, my team and I. Like, you know, you're part of something growing. And when you show that, you're showing that you are a hireable member of a team. Permanent use of short answers. Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that's not good. The company is trying to know you better. The company is trying to get to know what's in your head. So please show them, prepare yourself for that. Work on the UVP and the strategy, and you'll have all the answers, right? You'll be ready. Speaking too loud, like, you know, yelling at your audience. Yeah, that's not okay. Speaking too loud, like you're whispering. That's really bad because you're showing you have no confidence at all. Non-verbally, avoiding eye contact. You know, isn't it disturbing? Especially now that we are seeing each other on video calls, it is very easy to you know, figure out if someone is paying attention to you or someone is catching up on emails or probably a hockey game while you're speaking and you're talking and you're delivering your message, right? Close body language. So now we go journaling. Getting your shoulders close to your ears and getting your neck completely hidden here in this area. Eyes down. You are showing complete disapproval. You already failed. No, crossed arms. This means I'm close to whatever you're saying. I don't care. And I'm here without my consent. Hidden hands. You know, if I stand in front of you like this, she's either so nervous that she can get her hands, you know, in front of her, or she's hiding something. Overuse of your hands. If I get my hands here in front of the camera, you won't be able to see me and I'll be covering whatever we're doing. No, and that happens exactly in face-to-face conversations. Sometimes some people will get their hands in their way. No, your hands should be here, you know, at your chest height. So you get to explain and deliver and especially emphasize the message you're delivering through your hands language, right? Underdressing, we already talked about it. Low cut dresses. or inadequate use of scents, colors, or dress code. Written language, mistakes, spelling mistakes, poor punctuation, grammatical errors, use of acronyms or technical language with people that is not involved. For example, you know, when someone will tell you, oh no, if we talk about atomic energy and we are saying that the delivery of this and the mass and the formulas, yes, I'm just an HR person. I have no clue what you're talking about. So please address the conversation according to your audience. Complex sentences, long, overextended texts, vague content. Listening, you know, avoiding eye contact. You're gonna say, yeah, but now we are in the ears, we're not in the eyes. It is very easy to understand that if a person is looking through the window while you're speaking, that person is not here with you and she's not paying attention. Not paraphrasing or restating, that's important. If you just stay put, you know, and looking at the person, you're gonna look like you're paralyzed. You see, this is getting awkward. But if you are nodding and if you are paraphrasing, say, oh yeah, I get it. Oh no, that's bad. You are engaged in the conversation and you are showing interest. The other person will be motivated to keep on talking to you. Jumping to conclusions and interrupting to say, oh yeah, I know where you're coming from. So what you're saying is this, the other person didn't have the chance to finish this sentence. That's a very bad custom. Let your paradigms cloud your mind. For example, oh yeah, I don't talk about those topics. I don't like this talk. But it is this conference, attending this conference is going to put you, you know, in the short list for a promotion. Oh yeah, but I don't like these topics. Okay, you're not listening to what I'm saying. And visually, use, excuse me, the use of chaotic or sloppy images, right? Remember that you are building your personal brand. You shouldn't be posting something that doesn't look as good as you do. Remember, you'll be associated to this. Forgetting your audience. Sometimes we forget who are we talking to and we show an inappropriate picture. Probably there's some children. Probably it's going to be sensitive culturally or religiously. We got to be careful. I don't know. I think that is pretty much it from my end. Guessing, would you like to move on to the question and answers?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ana Maria, for the presentation. It was wonderful information that you just shared, which I believe.
Can we say goodbye to the Facebook audience so that I can log off Facebook?
Absolutely, for sure.
So goodbye to the Facebook audience, and we'll be logging
everybody that was viewing us through Facebook Live. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you for attending this presentation.